Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Likita from CSE branch. I am pursuing my degree in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, and today's topic is thread libraries and threading issues. Subject name is operating system and subject code is BCS 303. Introduction. The operating system is an interface between the user and hardware that enables the interaction of computer hardware and software, or it can act as a bridge between the user and the application. It ensures that various software programs can run efficiently and interact with hardware as needed. Some popular operating systems are Linux, Unix, Microsoft's Windows, and so on. Without any operating system, computer is useless. Multitasking is one of the key method which can be applied to improve the performance of operations. In multi-threading environment, there are many threading related problems. We shall discuss in this article threading problems associated with system calls, cancellation of threads, signal handle, thread pools, and thread specific data. In addition to threading problems, we shall discuss ways in which they can be handled for continued use of benefits associated with a multi-threaded programming environment. In operating system, a thread is a path of execution that is composed of program counter, thread ID, stack, and a set of registers within the process. In general, a thread is a least unit of process that represents an independent sequence of execution within that process. It is a basic unit of CPU utilization that makes communication more effective and efficient, enables utilization of multiprocess architectures to a greater scale and greater efficiency, and reduces the time required in context switching. With the support of multiprocessor architecture, the communication between the multiple thread is easier as they share memory resource. Sometimes thread also called as lightweight processes because they have their own stack but can access shared resources. Library is a thread API, application programming interface, which is a set of functions, methods, and routine provided by operating system for creating, managing, and coordination of threads. Thread libraries may be implemented either in user space or kernel space library. If the thread library is implemented at the user space, then the code and information of the thread library would be received in user space. In this scenario, invoking any function from the thread library would be simple function call and cannot be a system call. But if the thread library is implemented at the kernel space, then the code and the information of thread library would be received in kernel space and supported by operating system. In this scenario, invoking any function from thread library would be system call to the kernel. Best thread libraries. There are lots of thread libraries available, but some of them are widely used. Let's diagnose some most widely used thread libraries. First one is Java Thread. Thread is a primary model of program execution in Java program and Java language, and its API provides a rich variety of features for the creation and the management of threads. As name signifies that it's code written in Java language. However, it is most instance the JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine, is running on the top of the host operating system. The Java Thread API typically implemented using thread library available on the host system, which signifies that on Windows system the Java thread is implemented through Win32 API. Second one, pthread. It is also known as POSIX thread. It is execution model that exists independently from a programming language as well as a parallel model. pthread library can be implemented either at the user space or kernel space. The pthread is often implemented at Linux, Unix, and Solaris, and it is highly portable as its code written in pthread can typically be compiled and run on different Unix without much modifications. Third one is Win32 thread. Win32 thread is a part of Windows operating system and it is also called as Windows thread. It is a kernel space library. In this thread we can also achieve parallelism and concurrency in same manner as in pthread. Win32 thread are created with the help of create thread function. Windows thread support thread local storage as allow each thread to have its own unique data, and these threads can easily share data as they declared globally. Issues. Within a process, a single sequence team, it is a part of process that executes independently of other process. Lightweight process. This is used in achieving parallelism by dividing a process tasks that are independent parts of execution. For instance, multiple tabs, a browser, a text editor, etc. are used. Threading issues in operating system. There are 5 types: system call, threading cancellation, signal handling, thread pool, and thread specific data. System call. Fork and exec system calls. They are the system calls. Fork function gives rise to an identical copy of process which initiated fork call. The new duplication process is referred to as child process, while the invoker process is identified by fork. The instructions after fork continues the execution with both the parent process and the child process. Thread cancellation. The process of prematurely aborting an active thread during its run is called thread cancellation. So let's take a look at an example to make sense of it. Suppose there is a multi-threaded program whose several threads have been given the right to scan a database for some information. The other threads, however, will get cancelled once one of the thread happens to return with the necessary results. Thread cancellation can be done in two ways: asynchronous cancellation. The asynchronous cancellation involves only one thread that cancels the target thread immediately. Deferred cancellation. In the case of deferred cancellation, the target thread checks itself repeatedly until it is able to cancel itself voluntarily or decide otherwise. Signal handling. Signal is easily directed at the process in a signal threaded applications. However, in relation to multi-threaded programs, the question is which thread of the program the signal should be sent. Suppose a signal will be delivered to every line of this process, some special thread of a process, thread to which it applies. This is the way in which signal is handled. Thread pool. The server develops an independent thread every time an individual attempts to access a page on it. However, the server also has certain challenges. Bear in mind that no limit in the number of active threads in the system will lead to exhaustion of some available system resource, because we will create a new thread for each request. You can see a process in which thread pool occurs. Thread specific data. Of course, we all know that thread belongs to a data of one and the same process, right? Challenge here will be when every thread in that process must have its own copy of the same data. Consequently, any data uniquely related to the particular thread is referred to as thread specific data. Conclusion. After understanding about thread libraries, we can say that there is a lot of diversity existing thread libraries because each one of them has its own features, performance, safety measures, pros and cons. But these all libraries are used to create and manage threads. The choice of selecting libraries is rely on different programming tools, APIs. Hence, all libraries have some common purpose like they all give efficient output by achieving parallelism and concurrency in multi-threading operations. To achieve this thread operation properly, the threading issues should be known and should be known to handle also. I hope you could understand something about thread libraries and threading issues. Thank you.